When you own your own business, like you never stop working, and that's totally the truth.
What's up, what's up?
Oh yeah, fire it out, let's do this. It is way too late to be doing this. You know, the funny thing is I wanted to come out with my Instagram and just go right at the Instagram, but since you're here doing this, we'll do this. It is, what is it? I gotta do my army time here. It is 1900 hours right now. We just put in, I mean, this isn't bragging, this is real life. Like, you wanna be a lawyer out there? This is what you're signing up for, not the suit stuff you see on TV. This is, we did an 11-hour mediation today, and the case did not settle. So what does that mean? It means we did a lot of work. We have very little to show for it. The case, the fight, the battle will go on, and at least as of right now, I mean, who knows what will happen exactly next, but that's, like, we didn't settle today. We went through 11 hours of negotiating and walked away with nothing. So, yeah. And then, oh yeah, Unbillable, let's do this. So I was gonna talk about, look at all this mail. Dude, see, this is what we need to film here. I did all that mediation. I want to film an Unbillable. Look at this stuff piling up. Like, you think the work stops? The work doesn't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Let's do this. All right. Let's talk about something. I don't know if I have anything sharp to open this thing. We'll have to use...
A pen. Oh.
My, watch your tie. How about a key that we don't use? Let's try this key. All right, so first of all, we got to shout out Kid Dangerous for their top-notch security sealing of this box. I mean, if the whole t-shirt business doesn't work out, high security box sealing could be something in their business future. Although, let's be honest, the t-shirt thing's totally working out. So who am I kidding? They're not getting into box. I mean, look at this.
That's pretty intense.
You can't even get in this thing. Fort Knox is easier to break into than this thing. At least we know that. All right, here we go. What do we have inside? Oh, wow. The heather red. I want to spill that. The heather red, and then I think deep in here. Oh, wow, we're talking deep in here. The blue that you've all been waiting for.
Oh, that looks really nice.
Heather blue. It kind of looks gray in the picture they sent me, so this looks really good. Dude, once again, just gotta shout out. Let's do it like this. Shout out my boys, Kid Dangerous. Kid Dangerous, baby. You know what to do, Luis. Do your thing, man. All right, so check it out. That looks great. This stuff looks great. And hopefully by the end of this episode, we'll be able to give you some instruction on what to do to get yourself a red or blue Unbillable tee, baby. Dude, we're putting in work here. It just happens we finally got a way to like catch it and absorb it. We were supposed to film this episode 5 hours ago. 5 hours ago.
Well,
5.
Yesterday. But...
No, yesterday. Okay, yeah, fine. Yesterday, and then we couldn't get it done because we had too much. Sorry, no offense. I mean, I know you're busy, but I had too much stuff going on. I couldn't get it done. So then we rolled it over to today, set a time, and I ran 5 hours behind. 5 hours behind. And so, did we cancel it? Did we cancel it? Of course not. We don't cancel it. And the reason we don't cancel it is we're gonna post every week. Like that's what we say we're gonna do. So we're gonna do it. This is the standard that I hold myself to. This is the standard. It's not special to me either. Like this is the standard that you must hold yourself to if you want to practice law. There are going to be court deadlines, and those deadlines might be on your daughter's birthday. They might be on like your anniversary. They might be on a Friday. It could be anything. Like you don't necessarily have to set when that deadline will be, but you have to meet that deadline. You have to meet the deadline, and you're gonna have to organize your own life and your own existence, your own expectations of your family, your friends, your social life, whatever it is that you have going on that isn't your work. You're gonna have to adjust it. You're gonna have to make some other sacrifices to make this happen right now. I just said it's like 1932 hours, or whatever it is. It's 7:32 p.m. Like let's be real for a second. If I wasn't here, I'd be like home with my family. Like there is a sacrifice that takes place in order to get ahead. Like if you want to, I mean, I don't want to get too cheesy, but like if you want to live that extraordinary life, you're gonna have to put in extraordinary work or get extremely lucky and hit the Powerball. And like, I just don't, I mean, I played it, I didn't hit it. I don't see myself hitting it. And I'm not willing to just like leave all of my desire for achieving great things, and it doesn't always mean money, just success, for example. I'm not gonna leave that up to like chance and Powerball numbers. I'm gonna put in the work that it takes, and I got a man like you behind the camera who's gonna show up and do it too, and that's the only way this is gonna work. And so, I mean, I got things that I could talk about for Unbillable, like we'll probably talk about it next week, like actual legal things. But because of the 11-hour mediation that didn't settle, which in many ways is like an 11 hours of work. I don't want to say it was worthless, but the case didn't settle. It would be worth more if the case had settled. We still have to fight this case, even after 11 hours that we put in today. And I could just go home. I could just tell you to go home. We're not doing it like that because you can't get ahead like that. Like 9 to 5 died a long time ago for me. And I saw another friend of mine mention that when you own your own business, like you never stop working, and that's totally the truth. And like it even goes, I think, another step for lawyers and doctors, like firemen, police officers. Like there's scenarios that you can never turn it off. And when I say scenarios, I mean like life. I don't ever turn it off. I use this example of a party that I went to with tiki torches. Like, you know tiki torches, right? Yeah. They were crossed, that's why I do it like that. So they're tiki torches that were crossed, and there were palm fronds hanging real close to it. And I literally looked at the girl I was with, my wife, and I said to her, look at this. If those tiki torches light those palm fronds on fire, like they're gonna have a major fire, and then like the people who threw this party will be responsible for anybody that's injured. And I mean, she looked at me like, are you serious right now? Like, shut it off, grab a cocktail, let's dance. Like, who cares? Take a picture with me in front of the tiki torches. Don't worry about the tiki torches burning it down. And like, again, it's not unique to lawyers. If you're a doctor, like, and somebody gets hurt, you see doctors jump into action. Law enforcement, if they're somewhere and, you know, a robbery or something breaks out, you usually don't see them hanging out in the background. They jump into action. There's certain professions where you just can't turn it off. And quite frankly, I think one of those professions is entrepreneur. Like, I got a lot of clients who don't necessarily have to be doctors, lawyers, or police officers, but they just never, ever shut it off. Never shut it off. I'm thinking of right now, I have a client that owns a local restaurant, like a little cafe, and man, he never stops talking about improving his product, improving his menu, his experience for his customers. It's like he's constantly thinking of ways to tweak it. When he's at home, he's making dishes from his menu and making tweaks and seeing on ways that he can, you know, make a special out of it or improve it. And like, it's no surprise to me, like someone like that is quite successful with his restaurant. When I was growing up, I had this great example. I've talked about it before in another episode of my mother, who's a physician, an OBGYN, and people don't have babies on like a 9 to 5 schedule. So I grew up understanding that like a professional is not gonna work set hours. They're gonna be called, it's gonna be called on them to put in the work when the work is needed to be done, right? When the baby is coming out is when the doctor is needed. You can't just always, I mean sometimes, but you can't always schedule that. And that example is what probably drives me to do this like this right now. Like, it's not a joke when I say I could be home with my family. Like, where are you watching this right now? What are you doing on the average 7:30 at night? Maybe you put in the work, it's possible. But like, I'm not sorry about it. Like, this is who I am. This is how I roll. I always was that guy in law school. I didn't care about the on-campus interviews. Like, I wanted to own my own law practice. I used to talk about it back then. I used to talk about it like when I was in high school. I've always talked about becoming an attorney and then owning my own law practice. And so now that we're there, like, you think I want to go home and watch Dancing with the Stars? Like, come on. I don't want to do that. I'm not interested in that at all. Like, the reality for me is, if I was home right now, if we had filmed this Unbillable 5 hours ago like we had planned to, I would be home right now working on social media posts. I'd be working on marketing material for our website. I'd be working on selecting photos that the amazing photographer here late at night provides me, and picking things for future advertisements and the things that we do to promote and operate the law practice, right? I mean, I have this guest speaking thing coming up. I'd probably be organizing my pre-interview with my guest for that speaking engagement coming up. Hopefully we'll be able to film that on Unbillable as well. But like, don't get me wrong. I'm not missing bonbons and the couch and Dancing with the Stars. Like, you know, I'm just saying, like, that's not what I'm missing. That's not what goes on. That's not who I am. I don't need a gold star. I'm not trying to toot my own horn. What I'm trying to say is, this is the work I'm putting in. This is just what I'm doing. Now, if you're not doing work at this level, can you learn from it? Maybe can you kick it up a notch? Sure, and maybe that's good for you. This isn't about bragging. Like, I don't even know who's watching this, for Pete's sake. Like, I don't even know who's watching this right now. So like, this is just keeping it real at like the level of work that it takes to drive yourself to be successful. And don't get me wrong, I don't think I'm all the way there yet right now. We're always striving and pushing to get better every single day. But dude, I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of what we're doing here. I'm proud of the 11 hours we put in for that client. I know that client knows that we worked hard for them today, even though their case didn't settle. And although they might not know that I'm going straight to filming an Unbillable at 7:30 at night, I'm sure they know that whatever work needs to be done, whether it's paperwork, whether it's legal work, or whether it's camera work, we're gonna get it done here. And that's why if you like this episode, you hit the like button. If you have something to comment, or maybe you wanna share your story with me, tell me what you're doing. Tell me the work that you put in the comments below. And of course, subscribe. Listen, subscribe. It would mean a lot to us. So with that, I hope you enjoy this ranting episode of Unbillable, and I hope you will subscribe and comment and like and tell your friends and tune in for future episodes, because I hope you look forward to seeing me. I definitely look forward to seeing you on the next episode of Unbillable. One take, what did I tell you? Let's go, baby!